Alright lads and lasses, welcome to a Let's Talk video. I know I haven't done these in a number of months and there's a few things I need to update you on. So let's get started, shall we? Now in the last Let's Talk video I think I vaguely mentioned update on upload schedules and stuff like that coming into the summer. Obviously I wasn't going to be uploading as much and that has proven to be extremely true. I mean, I've been a lot busier at work. And I want to briefly explain first and foremost why and what is happening with work. So there's been a couple of things that have happened in my work life which have affected obviously the impact on the content creation. Most notably was the period of time where I had two jobs. Now I work at the Wetlands Centre. I don't think I've ever said that on air before, but there you go. I work at a local charity, basically in a cafe and that side of things. But at the time I was a bit skint and I thought, you know what, I need a second job, not only for the money but for the experience as well. And I came across a job for a local pub, the Tail Farm pub. Now I started working there in, I want to say, July. I got it around the same time of year I got this job that I work now, but obviously a year advanced. And quite honestly, I worked there literally till August and I was like, no more. I just didn't feel it was right for us. I didn't feel like a good fit. I didn't feel like any of the team respected us at all. It felt like, and I understand respect has to be earned, you know, I've had to earn my respect in a lot of workplaces I've worked in before, but for such an unprofessional outfit I felt it just weren't right for me. You know, like, I'm very competent at a certain type of job, and what they didn't do is go through it with us when I couldn't grasp something immediately. They got angry or they got frustrated. You could sense it in the air, and I just didn't feel like that was a good environment for me to work in. So that was the first thing. I did that for about a month, and I was doing literally 6 or 7 day weeks. So I was doing, like, say 4 days at the job that I love and adore and I'm still at, and then 1 or 2 days a week at Tail Farm. I've since left there. I've been a lot happier since, and yeah, generally just it wasn't a good fit for me. So that is the first bit of the update. The second bit of the update is something that was really special to me a few months ago. You might have seen the shorts coming out recently. I haven't been uploading, but I decided I'm going to subsidise that with a lot of shorts. I've uploaded about, I think, 5 up to press, and a couple of them have been thumbnail videos, as you will have seen, but one of the ones that wasn't relevant to actual content was the website. The website is not bought or anything. It's a Wix website. I am planning on getting a domain in the next, I would say, 6 months, just to be a little bit more on the cautious side. But I decided I'm going to create a website that I'm proud of. I'd done a website before and it just didn't look how I wanted it to. So I decided I'm going to do something completely outlandish, and I'm going to try and outlay it like a social media platform. Now, a lot of people will draw comparisons to Facebook and Twitter, and I'll put some screenshots up on the screen of like the sort of thing I'm on about when I'm talking about this, because I feel like visual aids will help a lot. Not this Freddie Mercury aids, the visual aids, right? Just before anyone pops in with that. Another couple of things. So again, content. I was doing a picture project video, which is probably one of my proudest videos to date. I think I did really well. The only downsides is I couldn't see how focused the camera was, and it was quite exciting to have it where, you know, I'm standing up doing content. That's where I feel like I'm at my strongest, because I understand sitting down. You've got your dartboard, you've got your fan. You know, it gets really boring very quickly because I don't have a green screen. I don't have anything exciting in the background, and that might be something I'll look at in future videos. I was actually thinking of getting like a, you know, the little like poster card clip things. I don't know if you'll know what I'm on about, but it's the massive displays you used to get in school, and you can just clip different stuff in. I was going to get one of them behind us, and whatever video I was doing, I was going to get posters printed off and just put it behind us for that type of video. So let us know what you think about that, but it's something I will look into. Obviously I need to look into the cost and stuff like that, because I'm not full-time at my job. I'm not making any money from YouTube at the minute either, so it's sort of you need to balance it out a little bit. Excuse me. Oh yeah, by the way, I said in the pitch project video about getting sponsors and stuff like that, and this is one of the sponsors I would have wanted to have. Don't know if you'll focus there. No, it's decided not to focus, but it's Hawkston. I decided I'm going to get a case of that. That's why I'm not doing a picture project video at the minute, because I've literally got a box of beer off camera just below where the camera actually is. So yeah, just that'll be off until basically I can move the box to somewhere else. But other things as well. So my walking, it's hit or miss these days. I do go on them, but it's just obviously when I've been working so much during the summer, I've decided not to, because obviously I was literally, and excuse my language, but I was completely fucked. I would come in and I literally lie there for about 2 or 3 hours, and I literally couldn't move, or didn't feel like I could move, because I was literally out of energy. I was goosed. If you add on to the fact I've been staying overtime as well, pretty much every day I've been in, barring about 2 or 3 throughout the entire month. I thought, well, I'm not going to force myself into doing videos, but I'm also not going to force myself to go and do exercise. It's just not feasible. And then on the days off, obviously I wake up, I'm exhausted, I need to lie in, stuff like that, and it meant that I just didn't keep up with the walk, and I have gained a little bit of weight because of it, but not a significant amount for me to be worried about it. I am going to start walking when the shifts die down, which is actually this month. So hopefully I will get back to that point eventually. The other thing that I've been doing, that I've been speaking about for months, that I've finally got into my head and done, is I've bought some weights. I've been doing them for a couple of days now. I'm feeling good. I like them. They're the same sort of weights that my dad has for his shoulder, but it's like a excuse me. It's like a barbell with like you can split it into dumbbells. I've just knocked my microphone over. That's what that was, by the way. I didn't knock my beer over because I'm an expert. But I decided I need to do it because I want to build muscle, and I just generally wanted to get a lot more physically fit as well. Not just doing the walking side of things, because that, of course, impacted me figure quite a lot when I first started, but as you go on, it plateaus massively, and you don't get the physical benefit anymore, but you do get the health benefits, of course. But that's just by the by. A couple of personal things at the moment. So I've been doing a wish list for a while now, which reminds us I need to update it. But it's basically just stuff that I wanted, stuff that I need to get in order to progress my career. I have got a lav microphone now, which means on the picture project video, you will have seen us holding the microphone. Now, the audio quality is shit, and it's not because of the microphone. It's a new microphone. It's perfect. The thing that it was actually me recording software that I'm using now fucked up, and I basically had to do it where I use the camera audio, which isn't the best. It's not the cleanest either, so I apologise for that as well. It genuinely wasn't me being an idiot and fucking up and not setting stuff up properly. It was just the recording app failed. Cut out literally the first 2 minutes of footage or audio, and I literally couldn't use it. But yeah, that was what that was. But I've now got a lapel mic, so that should prevent that from happening again. But personal things, in terms of what I want to do, not necessarily with content, but life. I haven't spoken on it before, but I do want to go into like more comedy and singing sort of stuff, because it's something that, number one, I'm good at. Like, for all I'm a decently built fat bloke who has nothing better to do with his life, I'm quite a decent singer. And you might not think it by looking at us. You know what I mean? I used to be really good. I'm not as good these days, but I want to lean back into that because it was something that I've always been comfortable doing. As well as that, like the comedy side of things, I've always been a massive comedy fan, so it would be a dream of mine to be a stand-up comedian. And it's only really surfaced in the last couple of months where I've thought the YouTube thing's a good thing for me, but I do want to lean more into the comedy side. I want to do routines in front of an audience, not just doing videos, and that's something that's not an offense to you guys. I just generally want to do it. Another couple of things, in terms of like the way I look, obviously I've talked about the physique side of things. Obviously I'm working on my fitness both in terms of weights and walking, and well, basically cardio and weights. I should probably have worded that, but you get what I meant anyway. But more so like me presentation of how I look. The polo shirts is going to be a thing that's going to stay. Obviously it's something that I think that I look really good in. I need to get a few more pairs of black pants because again, there's something that I look really smart in them, and you know, it suits me. Obviously I've got some smart shoes now, if you didn't know, which helps out massively. It's confidence building. I wear them for work sometimes, you know, that sort of thing. I look really good and I get confidence from it. But in terms of actual adaptations to my body, adaptations is obviously regular haircuts and stuff. My beard is growing along quite nicely. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but it is growing out alright. And one thing that I've never actually been too big on, but has really sort of hammered home the last at least 3 to 6 months, has been tattoos. Tattoos have never been a good thing for me, you know, like I've always said, and this is going to stay, I will only ever get a tattoo if it's something significant to me. And I was thinking, and I'll talk you through a couple of the ideas. So I decided I wasn't going to tattoo sort of like, I was never going to really tattoo my legs or anything like that, but I was going to tattoo basically my arms and my neck as like the main two places I'd tattoo. And I decided, well, on this arm, on my left arm, if I can take my watch off, I'll show you. Basically sort of this whole forearm area would be sort of names of my family. So this would be sort of a sentimental tattoo, both people who've passed away and people who have been really significant to me. So, you know, my gran and granddads. I've got my nana, obviously, who, for those who won't know, is another former grandparent over here in the UK. Then I would have sort of my parents, and that would be pretty much it on that side. It would just literally be on this part of my arm here, and all I'd write is all of the names, the birth date and death date of people who have died, people who are still alive. I won't have that on. I might have the birth date, but not the death date, obviously, because they're not fucking dead, unless I have anything to say about it. Need that fucking inheritance money, you know what I mean? But the point is, yeah, I'll just get tattoos on that arm, and then on this arm, I decided a multitude of different designs. So if I can roll up my sleeve, look at the muscles. No, I'm kidding, it's not big. But anyway, I had a couple of ideas. So on the bottom half of my arm here, I would sort of like split this in two. So from this point here, I'd split it in two, and not in a goth sort of way, but I'd split it in two, and I'd have like sort of, it would be a foresty terrain, ideally. And then sort of like an oasis type thing, pool of water for simpletons. Yeah, basically just do that on the bottom half of my arm. Then I'd have clouds, and then I'd have like a Grim Reaper with a halo, which sounds really weird, but I really think that would look good. Now you might be thinking, you said about significance of tattoos, what's the significance of it? Number one, this bottom half of my arm, I've always been calmed by nature. It's something I've always been calmed by, and it suits us quite well that I work in an environment that has a lot of nature around it. It's a very beautiful, idyllic sort of surrounding. It's really peaceful, really quiet, and most importantly, it's a beautiful view. And I think getting something similar to that, obviously it pays homage to the workplace where I felt the most comfortable, where I felt the most comfortable, where I'm myself, and yeah, just generally I've really enjoyed my time, so that it sort of pays homage to that. The clouds would be sort of the separation between the peace and the chaos, as well as obviously I've had a couple of dark days, you know, like depression. The Grim Reaper is sort of similar sort of vein. Veins on my arm, funny. But no, that would be sort of like overcoming death, but also that I think it sort of represents me. I've got a bad sort of track record, but the halo makes us better in a way. I look more innocent. I feel I have like these moments of being a nice person, but most of the time I'm a complete dick. You know, that sort of thing, because it's like it's really important to us, and I think it would look excellent. But yeah, those are sort of basic ideas. On my neck, I don't know which side to get it on, which is the thing. But I was gonna get the tally of just below like my ear, and like, you know, like the lower neck, sorry, the upper neck. I was gonna get some tally marks, and you're thinking probably, what the fuck's the tally marks? This is probably the most sentimental tattoo, but I'd get, I think it's, hold on, how many years? I think it's 7 years, I want to say now. 7 years since I tried to take my life, and I thought, well, if I've put 7 on my thing, it'll always give us a reminder, this is how many years you've done it, when you got this tattoo. And I think it will be sort of the perfect storm. It's something that has always been significant to us, you know. I've really enjoyed, and I'm so happy now that I look back and that I didn't do it that night, because so much has happened since then. But I think having that as a reminder will always push me on to do better, but also giving me a physical reminder as opposed to a mental reminder might take the edge off when it like comes back around. I'm hoping, but even if it doesn't, it's just a significant tattoo. It means a lot to us, and yeah, it's just something that I've always thought about and been interested in, really. But those were my ideas for tattoos, and yeah, I just think if I can get the money saved up, I would go for one straight away. Speaking of saving money, I am currently about £1,000 in savings. These are literally just for like driving lessons, car, anything that's going to impact my life in a good way long term. So even if it's like a deposit for a house, that sort of thing, that's all I'm saving money up for, is just something significant to move my life forward. And again, I've got about £1,000, give or take. There'll be a lot more in that in the coming months. I do have another savings account because I'm starting to save for Christmas, of course. Everyone's starting to panic because realistically no one's got fuck all money, and it's going to be hard this Christmas, especially with the new tax reforms set to come in. I think it's October, which will just be another form of hell. Current account, obviously I don't need to discuss that, but I'm not too far away from being paid, but I'm not in a great position. I've got about 100 and something, no, even less than 100 quid now. So yeah, let's see how long that lasts us, but I'm going to enjoy it on my days off. I think that's pretty much everything, really. Mental health update just quickly. I'm feeling okay. I'm a little bit more stressed than I was a couple of months ago. That probably comes across in my videos, you know, because I feel like I'm forcing it a lot. This video, I don't feel like I'm forcing it, and not to be because of the alcohol, but I just don't feel like I'm forcing anything. I feel like I'm talking completely freely, openly. There's nothing amiss about my videos, and you can tell by the speed that I'm talking, how I'm talking, that I'm not forcing anything. It's just, I'm genuinely just, this is the flow, and I hope that that comes across, but that's not the important side of things. I feel okay at the moment. I feel pretty good, especially now that I've got everything out of the way, so I've bought everything I need to buy. For right now, there's a couple of things that I want, but obviously aren't an immediate need. Some more storage is something that, again, is always welcomed, but not something I need at the minute. But this will be the way that things are going forward. I will do a full video, and I promise this, I will do a full video explaining sort of types of content moving forward. Picture Project will cover the series side of things, but more the logistics will be covered in Let's Talk. And again, as I said in one of my Let's Talk videos, this may again become the bulk of content, just because it's the easiest thing to record right now. Now, I've moved away from that, don't know why, but I've decided I'm going to go back to basics. I'm going to really give it a good go, and I hope that during these winter months you will join me on the journey. But that concludes everything I need to say in today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like or something like that down there. Leave a comment if you want to. I'm always happy to read them and take any advice that you may have for us. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I will see you later. Bye bye.